I moved to Dubai 7 years ago as London's best personal trainer to build a gym, and I was completely surprised by the shocking level of personal training in Dubai. And after now working with the Indian and South Asian community for the last 7 years, I'm going to break down how you can figure out the best personal trainer online coach for you and get the best results at the same time. And the things that you need to look for will be quite different than what you're expecting. When I first came over, the PTs who had the best physique also had the most clients. They just had a great smile, a great set of abs, and could speak to their client for an hour's time. And yet every single time I go to the gym week on week, the clients would look the exact same. And that's when it occurred to me, majority of the Dubai personal trainers, less about what's up here, but just making friends and staying friends with their clients and getting zero results. So here's how you pick yours. Most of my clients are Indian and they resonate majority with other Indian personal trainers. They think because they're from the same area that I'm from, they like the same faith that I'm from, it always creates connection, right? Food, culture, also, the element of I know or seen and heard, which means that you assume that a person knows you because they're from the same background as you or had very similar experiences to you. That's not necessarily true. There's a large amount of the Indian community that are personal trainers here in Dubai that are actually more bodybuilders and cover models than actual real humans that have gone through problems with their own nutrition, health, they understand the community, and now you haven't eaten Indian food in like 20 years. Making an assumption that they know you based on the skin color is maybe not a great decision. But on the flip side, some of you will choose the person that has the most amount of abs, 6-pack abs, and because they've got a 6-pack, that means that they can get you the same results. Again, not also the same way to look at it. When I was tasked with hiring 10 personal trainers for Ultimate Performance in DIFC, we looked at things differently. After hiring multiple people for both businesses, Ultimate Performance and the personal training company that I came over to build, where we have over a team of 25 people, I'm going to show you my interview process, what I look for to get a great personal trainer on board with me, so you can do the same too. We're going to break it down into 6 steps. Number 1, P over P. Proof over promise. I look for 10 jaw-dropping transformations. I want to see 10 results of clients that you show me how great their transformation is. 10 shows you that it's not just a coincidence. They've worked with 1 or 2 people that just followed everything that they say, but they're looking at 10 people. More than likely, these 10 people have different backgrounds. One person's Indian, another person's veggie, another person's lactose intolerant, another person travels a lot for work. It shows variety in terms of being able to coach people and get amazing results. So 10 amazing jaw-dropping transformations before and after will only get you in the door when looking at my interview process. And you should have the same process too. If they can't show you, they're just air. Number 2 is that they should have proof in themselves. So they have to have gone through their own personal journey, because a personal journey builds character, which means that when they try and coach you, at least they know what you're going through, which is really, really important. But I'm going to put 2 pictures up on here on the screen that most people don't get carried away with. In both of these pictures, one of these pictures, I was absolutely shredded. I was in amazing shape. I'd done this multiple times before, but this was like the pinnacle of the way that I looked. But on the left-hand side, this is me a little bit chunkier, but also the same year that I got crowned London's best personal trainer in 2017. So having the amazing physique all the time doesn't necessarily mean that they're the best personal trainer. But knowing and proving that they've done it at least once to a better level than what you've done is really important for a level of empathy, understanding, and how they communicate with you and coach you. And number 3, I'm hiring people that understand culture, social norms, and understanding food. I don't care about macros, calories, fucking vitamin C deficiencies. I care that you understand emotions around what people and like yourself who struggle, where they struggle and how to solve them. What do you do when you're drinking alcohol, social events, traveling? What to do when you're at mum-in-law's house? What to do when you're at an Indian wedding, a religious festival like Diwali? Does this person know how to navigate your culture, your social norms like drinking, lifestyle, traveling all the time? And does he understand the role of food outside of it being track your macros, hit calories? And if they're giving you just calories and they're just saying track your macros, that's even a bonus tip. Just fire them straight away. Number 4 is, are they looking for a paycheck or performance? And the way that you can figure this out is that I've been in Dubai and people don't even have iPads as personal trainers or logbooks, because to me, performance is about tracking data. You need to have data on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. So if they're not logging your workouts, if they don't have a workout plan for you, they're not tracking your body weight every single day or every single week, body fat percentages, or doing pictures with you or have the plans to do pictures with you, they, sir, madam, are a shit personal trainer. We want to get rid of anything that doesn't do these things. We want logging, we want working, and I probably should have put a tick instead of a cross, but we're going to keep that in. And then body weight, body fat percentage, pictures. These are all good to make decisions. Personal trainers should be making decisions with you, not keeping you happy. And the biggest red flag when you're looking at, I'm going to write a red flag here. The biggest red flag when you're looking at, is it a paycheck or performance, is this person having difficult conversations with you? Are they calling you out and holding you accountable to your decisions? If you leave every single personal training session really happy and you're not losing weight or in the best shape that you should be in, your personal trainer is sitting there going, I'll probably just keep them happy because their payment rolls out next week for another 12 sessions. I don't want to piss him off. I've got my rent to pay. And you want someone that doesn't care about that they're going to keep you accountable the whole way through and be willing to risk a little bit of tension, a little bit of a difficult conversation to get you better results. You don't want a yes man. And number 5, big one, and this is my personal gripe, is it daily or is it session by session? What that means is a personal trainer's job is to get results, because results are what matters. You know, you basically put effort in, you do that consistently, and you are expecting rewards, which is you getting less fat, having a six-pack, getting rid of the beer belly, getting more toned arms. You want rewards. But to be able to get rewards, you need to be able to make changes and do things on a week-to-week basis. If this person is just coming session by session and checking in how you're doing only 3 times a week versus what you're doing for the other 4 days, can you see maybe that they're giving you only like 40% of their capability to help you get results? My coaches speak to their clients every single day, Monday to Friday, and check-ins on a Sunday, so 6 days of access, because there's 7 days in a week. That means there's 7 opportunities for you to fuck up, do good, need questions, do better. And therefore, if you're seeing someone 3 times a week, that's less than 50% of their ability to expose better habits, better traits, better standards, so you can get better. And bear in mind, that's only 1 hour, 3 times a week, let alone WhatsApp access with our coaches 6-7 days a week to get better every single day. And normally the days in which you do good are the days that you do your personal training session, not the days in which that you're not in your personal training session where you need the most help. So they need to be on you daily, otherwise it's a red flag. And number 6, this is something that you might find difficult to see at the beginning, but the easiest way to see this one is seeing them coach other people. Because in the year that I was London's best personal trainer, I had a client who was late by 3 hours to her session because of trains and strikes, and she had work. She was really high up in a business that delivered food. And she sat there and watched me and did some work. And at the end of the 3 hours, I made room for her to do an additional hour session. She said that during that 3 hours, she'd learned more about me as a coach than she had in her 1 hour. Because she explained to me that for every of those 3 hours, for John at 6 a.m., for Sarah at 7 a.m., and for Debbie at 8 a.m., I was all different people. I was a chameleon as a coach, which meant that I wasn't treating everyone the same because everyone is different. For John, he needs a kick up the arse. He needs angry Nathan. He needs me just kicking him up with my foot to make sure he follows his diet. Whereas Sarah needs a little bit more of a calm, neutral Nathan. She's got work pressure, stress already. She doesn't need me adding more stress by kicking her in the butt, so I'm calm and neutral with this person. But with Debbie, who had 30 minutes of her crying in the room, we only did a 30-minute session because she wasn't feeling too good about particular things outside of coaching, which meant I was more of a person that just sat there, empathized, and we did what we could with how she was feeling, which meant that I was a chameleon for 3 hours differently. And that's a sign of a really good coach, because that means they're not going to tailor their emotions, their coaching style to you. They're going to give you what you need to operate and get the best results possible. It's hard to see, but the easiest way to do that is watch them coach someone else. And if they treat you the exact same, or they always sound the same, they don't have levels to their tone of voice, they can't speak smooth, they can't be aggressive, they can't raise their voice, they probably don't have the vocal or the communication range to be what you need them to be. So now you know how to interview for trainers, online coaches. The question really is, are you going to get a personal trainer, or are you going to get an online coach, or something different? Which one is better for you? Now in Dubai specifically, I've never seen this anywhere else. There is a concept that personal training and going to the gym is the most important thing known to man when getting in shape. Whereas in the UK or in America, there is a concept that nutrition and actually what you eat and how you eat it is important too. People have the resources over here to be able to just throw money at personal training, hoping that that's what's going to make the difference. That's what I learned when I came over to Dubai. Now, here's how you break it down, whether you should have online coaching or you should have personal training. You need a PT if you don't know anything about the equipment, right? So like if you don't know how to use things, it's much easier and a much easier fast track if you can get shown very simply what the leg press does, what the leg extension does, what the chest press does, and how to do them more efficiently. Not only that, does it give you a bit more confidence that you know what you're doing when someone is there with you. So learning new skills is arguably better for a complete novice. Whereas online, if you know how to use things and you're proficient in just going to the gym, you don't need to be amazing at gym going, you don't need to be good at amazing the amount of weight that you use, but if you're proficient at going to the gym already and you know what to do, you don't need someone there to hold your hand. And actually it brings up a very valid point with online, is it makes you work harder for yourself. Online is if someone is looking at a 20-year goal, aka habits, lifestyle, staying in shape forever, achieving goals where you're going to be investing a long term into your health and fitness, versus if you just want to smash and grab like we used to do at Ultimate Performance. We used to do 12-week transformations. They used to charge me out at $200 an hour for 3 sessions a week, 15 grand for 12 weeks. And it's a smash and grab where it's intense and it's for a short space of time, because at the end of that 12 weeks, they still haven't learned anything too much, just know how to use the equipment. They've just been pursuing a goal for a 12-week period, and they don't learn very much. When I was a personal trainer in London, clients still ask me 3 years on, what one's the chest press? Because when people walk in, which is another benefit for personal training, or potential benefit, is I don't want to think. People come in and they don't want to think about what they're doing. They've just had a busy day at work, they get told what to do, and then they move forwards. The positive of that is that you don't have to think, and someone else will do the thinking for you, and you're there and you move your butt, and it's great. The problem with that is that when you're not with the personal trainer, you don't know how to do anything. And if that personal trainer leaves, or they go on holiday, or you travel for work, you still don't know what to do in the gym. So when you're looking at like proficiency or long-term or self-sufficiency, you know, online allows you to even travel, allows you to go to multiple gyms and not be stuck in one place just because of a personal trainer that you like or you get on with. So there's validity of online, the flexibility, but again, at the same time, is if you don't want to think and you just want to do and maybe not learn as a long-term strategy, you can just get a personal trainer. If you like having a date in the diary and it holds you accountable to that, then that is a great option for a personal trainer. It's that motivation, you paid for it, it's in the diary, you're less likely to skip it. So if you're struggling with the ability to go to the gym and put it in there initially, then having the date in the diary, that 9 a.m. session, you've paid for it already, there's more likely chance that you're going to be able to go. Whereas with online, it teaches you the flexibility of anything to do with nutrition, lifestyle, training, because you're learning to adapt as you go and learning to manage your own schedule, manage your own routine, time management, which is a massive part of actually getting in shape long term and just managing your life in a better facet, is managing your time, managing your routine, managing your responsibilities, and doing that yourself as opposed to being forced to put things in play just so that you show up for things. I think the validity long term is over here, the short term feel good stuff is over here. And I guess if we're looking at PT, you're going to get training plus friend. The amount of relationships that I've got as a personal trainer, friends, gifts, connections, invites to people that I would never even dream of even talking to or having that connection. And it was amazing to be able to have that, where you're developing a relationship and also helping people change their life at the same time from a training perspective, which is absolutely awesome. The barrier to this is that if your personal trainer is just set up to be your sessions, once a week, twice a week, or 3 times a week, it's not set up for results. It's set up for convenience of personal training, which is different to getting a transformation. So you can have a friend, you can have training, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna get the best results. It just means that you're gonna feel good and you're gonna work out. That's part of the battle. Whereas with online, you get the training, you get nutrition, you get daily support, or at least we do. You get calls, you get community, and also you get accountability as part of that too, but done in a way, and maybe even, and if you like them, you get a friend too. Maybe we'll leave that one in. But you can see how if personal training is set up for personal training, online is set up for the whole approach, because we have access to everything. I can help you with your nutrition, your training, your lifestyle, your supplementation, because there's no bounds to that 45 an hour session. As a personal trainer, I would love to speak to my clients for hours about training, about nutrition, about what to do today, about next week, what they need to do socializing. But I had a 7 a.m. client, an 8 a.m. client, a 9 a.m. client, a 10 a.m. client, and they also had to get off to work. So they'd finish their session at maybe 55 minutes, they'd have 5 minutes where you get them a protein shake, and then they'd go and get a shower because they had to be in work 25 minutes later. So the ability to distill information, to distill strategies was less effective here, whereas I have 20 hours a day, maybe 18 hours a day, plus some sleep, to be able to disseminate all of this information for the clients, and they can watch it asynchronously whenever they want, which is powerful. They watch it on the treadmill, they watch it in the car, when they're traveling, at home. I've got clients who watch my check-in videos with their kids and their wife because it's a family thing that they're involved in. And you wouldn't get that as a PT. But what if there was an alternative where you're able to combine these two together and not have to worry about personal training or online coaching? Let me hit you with the ideal scenario that I would do if the world was the way you wanted it to be and funds were unlimited. This is what I would do. I would have PT at the beginning. So 1 session at the beginning to learn technique with your trainer. So let's say I would take you to a gym that I like to go to and I would do a first session with you. At the same time as that, I would then also develop your nutrition and your plans to customize to you. So nutrition, plans, maybe we speak to your chef, your maid, your wife, the socializing, your assistant, your personal assistant, whoever it is, to make this streamlined as possible. We'd have a PT at the session at the beginning. But the majority of the week's communication, because everyone's busy and everyone's got shit to do, would be completely asynchronous. You have an ability to ask questions, to send over data, but there's no expectation to be somewhere, wherever you need to be during the week. It's flexible, which means that you have the ability to jump in and jump out as you go through the week, as you're going through your nutrition journeys, you're traveling, you're working, your kids, the whole life. And then you would get an online check-in and access to data, where every single week you would get a feedback analysis, data collection, and the plans explained, ready to go. And that way you can combine personal training and you can increase the frequency over here and then decrease the frequency of maybe questions, or in a busy week, in a hard week where you're struggling, you can increase the level of questions, data, communication with the coach. But if you need more training stuff, you can also ramp that up too. So it starts with not putting all your eggs in the basket of personal training where you're just going to work out and have a friend, and it's not going to put all the emphasis on just being self-motivated and self-diagnostic and doing it regardless, even though maybe that's what you struggle with. So the combination of both works really well. This is the type of process I do with my Dubai exclusive clients. We only have a very small amount of them, and if you want to know a little bit more about how I can personally help you whilst I'm in Dubai, we're all here together, or you travel into Dubai very frequently from either India, Kenya, or UK, or the US, and you can be here for some in-person stuff as well. Just literally go to the description, go to the call booking link. That link is going to link you to my team. Just put in the description VIP Dubai, and they'll know exactly who you are, what you're looking for. They'll be able to speak to you about your goals and where we can help you, and then put you in touch with me once you get started. Anyway, either way, whether you choose PT, online coaching, or a hybrid between the two, as we know, with the Indian community I've worked with for the last 7 years, wanting a discount or buy cheap and buy twice are obviously really important. Now with personal training, it's not one of those things that it just means discount is good, this is good, or like high cost equals good. It's not like that. Of course, what you pay for is really important, and the quality of the service, like we've just spoke about with the interview process and what you need as part of it. But I want you to think about this. The reason why you'll want to pay the most amount of money for your coaching, whether it's PT, hybrid, or online, is because it does one thing. And I'm going to explain it in an analogy. Let's say, for example, you're on a train and you've got a mini Kelly, which is, for some guys, that is a handbag that I only recently understood about and staying well away from, versus a Ray-Ban sunglasses. Ray-Ban sunglasses, 70 quid, 500 dirham, versus a mini Kelly, which will be minimally 50,000 dirham. Now, if you lost both of these on a train, which one would you move hell on earth to go back and find? And that would be the mini Kelly. And coaching is the same. The less you invest, or the less amount of money you've got in it, the less you care about it, and you're like, nah, I'll get another one. The amount of times I bought Ray-Ban sunglasses after a night out, because I'm like, oh, it's 500 dirhams, I'll just get another pair next weekend. As opposed to going to the club, which is 45 minutes away, to ask for it back. There's lots of resistance there. Whereas if the weight of a mini Kelly, 50,000 dirham, you're gonna wanna go back to that club very quickly to go and get it. Not that no one's stealing anything in Dubai, but just the analogy. So when you invest more money, and you up your level of interest, and it squeezes your pockets a little bit, regardless of what your financial intake is, you will get better results, because by proxy you will invest more, you'll be willing to do more for it, and then your results will just completely skyrocket all the way up. Because majority people who have money can waste a little bit of money when they don't really feel motivated, disciplined, and that's why training apps, low cost discount training sessions, or the local personal trainer who charges 200 dirhams you don't really care about, is because you haven't invested anything that creates a pinch. At Ultimate Performance, like I mentioned before, they charge out at $200, or charge me out at that time at $200 per session, which meant for 12 weeks, it was 15K USD. For most people, for 12 weeks, 3 months work of going to the gym and getting nutrition advice, that's a pinch, which meant that when I then told them what to do, they did what I asked them to do, because it was 15 grand. Even if they hated me, even if they didn't want to do it, they wanted to get value for money. The South Asian community, the Indian community, love a return on investment, and they love getting value for money. And that's why we finish plates of food. That's why, we never go unheard of clean plates when we go to people's houses, because we want to get the most out of those experiences. But that's why you should invest the most amount into your personal training, and get somebody that is expensive, that you feel the pinch, so that you invest more, and it's easier not to drop it when you feel low discipline, low motivated, and can't be bothered. It'll get you out of bed if you spend more. So if you've liked this video about breaking down the PTs and online coaches and hybrid model, and you want to find out a little bit more how we help Indian and South Asian individuals get in shape and stay in shape forever, it doesn't have to be in Dubai. We have a lot of US clients, UK clients across the world, 30 different countries we're in. Use the link below and we can book a call, which is a completely free game plan call, to go through what your problems are right now, how we could potentially help, and then what the options are. There are multiple options working with my team who are in Dubai or the US or the UK, or my exclusive Dubai VIP program, which we will tell you about if you're part of that. Have a nice day, guys. Watch the next video.